travel with me.
Hey fellow humans, Mina here. Welcome back to another Drive and Talk Bali edition. And we're doing another book review because why not? It's my channel, I like books, and we can do whatever I want on my channel because it's my channel. So why not? Today we are talking about Sea of Tranquility by Emily St. John Mandel. I read this book as part of the book club that I am in town. I probably would have never heard of it otherwise, or I probably also would have never picked it up. But yeah, this was an interesting novel to read. Just as a side note, probably some spoilers ahead. So if you want to avoid those and come back when you've read the book, or if you don't care, then, stick around. But yeah, this was an interesting novel to read, and as I read this novel, I knew each part had different writing style, one to match each character, because the story is told in multiple parts through multiple characters. It's kind of like a sci-fi book, which is what we were reading for the month, and I'll get into that. But yeah, I wasn't fully aware until the part where it was Gatsby's time to shine, and it was in first person, something completely different than the other parts, because Gatsby is our true main character. Although he was there all along, we just didn't learn that until much later. Also, Gatsby is one hell of an interesting name, even though he's from like the super hella future. This book takes place over like the early 1800s, I think. In earlier before now times. I can't remember when it starts. It starts in the past, then it kind of comes modern day, and then it goes slightly into the future, and then it goes way into the future, where there's like time travel involved, and that's where the sci-fi element comes along. But yeah, it would have been nice to spend more time with Gatsby, the true main character. However, yes, other characters like Edwin and Olive were main characters in their own right, and their stories were interesting, but they were mostly backstories for Gatsby's storyline. I mean, with Olive, we spent most of our time with her on a book tour going from city to city, and that's it. And most people find her part in the story kind of boring, because she's literally just going from hotel to hotel describing each wall's color and stuff. But I, as an author myself, I don't know why that just resonated with me. I've never been on a book tour, probably never will be on a book tour, but I was like, hey, it's another author in fiction, and therefore I liked her. It wasn't the most like glamorous or exciting parts of the story, but I still enjoyed it. I'm still not sure if that part was necessary. She could have, the author could have just told us that Olive was an author and on a book tour, and that would have saved us a whole lot of time. But again, as an author myself, I have a soft spot for anything writing related, so I admit I still enjoyed seeing her on a book tour. I do wish we had learned more about Gatsby's timeline, however, the super far future. His is the farthest in the future, and time travel exists, yet I feel like that huge achievement is just glossed over. We spend more time learning about moon colonies, which is still cool, than freaking time travel and the time agency. I want to learn more about that. I did find it odd that there were such big mentions of pandemics, including the most recent corona, the COVID-19 one. But that didn't affect the story at all. I mean, yeah, Olive is supposed to die in the pandemic. Spoilers. And Edwin does die of old age in his pandemic. I can't remember what pandemic it was. Something in old age. There's always a pandemic going on, I guess. When his future was altered. But they were going to die anyway. They could have died in other ways, and the story would have been the same. So it just felt weird having pandemics be mentioned so much. But in the end, it didn't really matter. Cue Lincoln Park. But yeah, it just mainly felt weird just because, of our recent pandemic stuff. But yeah. Also, as a side note, that really has nothing to do with the story. Is Vincent a unisex name? Because there's a character in here called Vincent, and she's a girl. And I always thought it was a boy name, but either way, it should be unisex names, because Vincent as a girl's name is really cool. That said, if you're looking for a quick sci-fi read with a very interesting premise, I recommend this book. Will it stand the test of time? Who knows? But it was a fun read, and I give it 4 stars because I still had a good time reading it. How about you guys, my fellow humans? Have you heard of this book? Are you into sci-fi? Let me know in the comments down below if you agree or disagree with anything that I said. Let's have a talk. Anywho, that's all I gotta say for now. If you want to keep hearing more about stuff, be sure to follow me on all your favorite socials. Links below. Stay safe and take care. Bye!